Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Lunch and Learn series. This is the Trade, Technology, Engineering, and Industrial Education Curriculum Program Area event today for our Lunch and Learn series. The audience is intended for school counselors and North Carolina career development coordinators. With us this morning, we have Dr. Keisha Bryant, School Counseling Consultant. I am Amy Policastro-Schrader, a career development consultant and work-based learning consultant with the Department of Public Instruction, and our special host leading the session on automotive service, collision repair, metals manufacturing, and welding curriculum is Jim Presley, our TTEI consultant. I'm gonna go on to the next slide. Some housekeeping before I pass the baton or the mic over to Jim. This is one of 14 sessions of curriculum areas and CTE sharing out with you. And we've got 2 more after today through mid-April. After each live session, you'll be able to earn 0.1 CEU. There are 2 attendance check-in and check-out forms. I'll be putting them in a moment, at least the check-in form, and these are needed for you to earn your CE and is verified for attendance. All sessions are recorded. Again, these are for school counselors and CDCs. Information will go out to your school counselors, and for CDCs, information will be placed on CDC News. In the chat right now, I'm going to put in the attendance link. Also, use the QR code that Jim has up on the screen. Attendance form is in the chat. I'll give you a few moments to complete that. Okay, you first can continue to complete that, but I'm going to pass the baton over to my, Jim. My dear friend, colleague, Jim, I'm going to mute myself and stop the video on my screen so not to distract and help with the technology. Jim, are you good to go to take over the microphone?
We're good to go. Thank you, Amy.
Thanks so much. Thank you for doing that.
And I thank you and Dr. Bryant for setting this up, and hopefully it's beneficial to everyone. So my name's Jim Presley. I'm one of the 3 TTEI consultant, and I think Nolan has already had his session, and David Barber's session is one of the upcoming ones next month or month after. This is a great slide in our area, program area. We have a lot of different programs. And so this kind of helps with who's responsible for which area. And so it's a good reference to use. And then breaking down my program areas, I'm responsible for the Automotive Service courses, which we have 4 courses, collision repair, in which there are 4 courses, welding courses, and metals manufacturing, and our new middle grade courses. I've got 2 of those right now. So there list the course number and course names. So with figuring out having this and developing, one of our focuses is to develop partnerships with school counselors and instructors and industry. And so hopefully this will help to promote the trades to students and let them know about it. You know, a lot of our middle grade courses are awareness and making them aware of these various careers. Work-based learning opportunities in many of our courses, and I'll talk a little bit about that as we go through, which from job shadowing, internships, pre-apprenticeships, apprenticeships. So one thing I do encourage everyone to do is go visit the courses, build that relationship with instructors. It's back and forth. Let instructors know what you need. As school counselors and CDCs, everybody's hands are full, and so any way we can help each other, and that starts with that communications. One thing I'll talk a little bit more about also is the advisory committees. Automotive programs are required to have an advisory committee, and so that's another opportunity to network with instructors and industry. And then finally, I'll cover CTSOs, which is specifically Skills USA, on great. It's integrated into the curriculum, great competitions for students. So different ways to partnership together. Another thing starting off early here with talking about the CMS, North Carolina CTE Course Management System. I put the link in there, I put a QR code in. And so this is where we're putting all our information on courses. You can search by the course, by a credential, pathway. It gives a course information, standards, information about the pathways. So this is a kind of a one-stop shop to get all the latest and greatest. And if there are changes, they'll be in there for next year. So I took a screenshot of this. And so here's a screenshot of that site. And you can start down at the bottom here, put in the course number, name, and they'll start popping up. You'll click on it. And then if you want course information, it'll tell you everything about that course. Click on the course standards, give you all the standards there. There's also, you can see up here for the CTE course inventory and essential standards for 23-24. So this will give us the information for next year. So not only this year, but we can get information next year. So this is a great page to mark and hopefully use. So let's start diving into the various pathways, and we'll start off first with automotive service. So with automotive service, as mentioned earlier, we have 4 courses. We have middle grade courses, and the 4 middle grade courses exploring personal character and careers, exploring careers and employment, and then the 2 new ones exploring safety and tools in the trades and exploring automotive service. So this is, hopefully these courses will get that student interest going into high school. And so first automotive course is IT 11, Automotive Service Fundamentals. And then we have IT 16, Automotive Service 1. And then our concentrator course is Automotive Service 2. And then the major career pathway major is either taking that Automotive Service 3 course or doing an apprenticeship, work-based learning opportunity. Supplemental courses, the project management, Here's the work-based learning opportunities. So a lot of information on the pathway here. And think in the chat, we'll put the link to the pathway. Um, so with automotive service, as I mentioned, IT 11, automotive service fundamentals, and IT 16 and IT 17, they make up the 3 courses for a CTE concentrator. Again, our middle grades courses, exploring safety and tools in the trades, and then a very specific exploring automotive service and the various careers in there. And both these courses are have hands-on labs and gives students a lot of exposure to what's opportunities out there. So the credentials in automotive service are the ASE entry-level certification, and then the ASE professional certification. We use that currently in the automotive service 3. And then SP2, which is a credential focused on safety and pollution prevention. So our courses there is a state articulation agreement with the courses. The last time it was done was in 2017, and right now we're getting towards the end of revising the new statewide articulation agreement. But also a lot of times there'll be local articulation agreements also. So once again, it's working with your instructor, CTE director, seeing if there's local articulation or state articulation, so those students get credit for the various courses. So automotive service, a lot of people hear about the shortage of technicians out there. And so this is some information from NC Careers. And so in North Carolina, there is a very strong opportunity for careers in automotive service. It says slow growth, but it's a huge area. You know, there's 26,000 plus automotive jobs, technician jobs in North Carolina. And so that goes from independent shops to retail chain stores to dealerships. And the career opportunities obviously would be as a technician, and that's what most of the curriculum is focused on, but also service writer. You know, having that technical background also helps with working with customers, and then part sales. A lot of technicians move up the chain from being a technician to getting into management, and some even start to teach and that. So all of our automotive programs are required by the State Board of Education to be accredited by ASE. Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as our NATEF accreditation, and that's still sticking around, but everyone recognizes ASE, and so our programs are required to be ASE accredited, which is it's a lot of work in that to make sure it's a quality program. So if you can visit the ASE Education Foundation. Accreditation is renewed every 5 years, and one of the big requirements is having a dedicated advisory committee. And so at least twice a year, all of our automotive programs have to have an advisory committee where they're bringing in industry to help guide the program. This is, as I mentioned earlier, it's a great opportunity to get involved and network with industry instructors, hear about what's going on, the opportunities, the challenges. So the advisory committee plays a really important role. And then also helps with career days, career fairs, and building those relationships. Oops. So also we have a statewide pre-apprenticeship in place for automotive service, and a few of the sponsors of that have the apprenticeship would be the Ford Asset Program at Guilford Technical Community College, the Toyota T10 program, which is at Forsyth Tech. Those two programs are the only programs in the state, so they both recruit from around the state for students to be placed at their local dealerships. Half the time they're in school, and then half the time they're at the dealership working. And so they're both great programs. And then we also have the North Carolina Automotive Service and Tire Alliance, a great association of independent garages and shops across the state, and they have an apprenticeship program that can be used at any of the state community colleges. The next area to talk about is collision repair. It's a little bit smaller of a program, not as many programs as automotive across the state, but one that's in demand. So in automotive, in collision repair, we've got 4 courses. IT30 Collision Repair Fundamentals, IT31 Collision Repair 1, and IT32 and 33, which are either or can be the completer. So 32 looks at the non-structural side, the kind of the body repair side. And then IT33 focuses on the refinishing side. So either one of those would be a completer concentrator there. Again, there's work-based learning opportunities, project management for a supplemental technical course. The CTSO is Skills USA. So again, a lot of information there. So collision repair, again, we have IT30, the fundamentals, and then collision repair 1, plus either IT31, which is non-structural, or IT32, which is refinishing. It's one of those unique courses where a student can take either or. Some students can take both. And if a student's able to take both, it's recommended to do the IT31 collision repair non-structural, and then the IT32 collision repair refinishing, because it's a great sequence there, but that's not always they have that opportunity. Our middle grade courses, again, are the Exploring Safety and Tools in the Trades and Exploring Automotive Service. Credentials for this course, the curriculum and credentials come from ICAR, and ICAR is the industry's standard for collision repair with training and education across the country. So that's the credentials that we focus on, is again the non-structural and the refinishing. And it gives them students a good foundation to carry on into post-secondary, where they'll get into the structural part, where it's working on pulling and straightening frames, more detailed paint work. And again, the articulation, there wasn't one because it was a local course option when the course was revised last time. And so now it is, again, being reviewed for articulation. So in collision repair, again, a strong demand. We got 5,000 plus jobs in North Carolina. And you see there is a slow growth, but it's a lot of jobs and great opportunity. And so the various opportunities would be to come out as a painter, assistant starting out, a collision technician, and again, getting into possibly management and service writing. And another area after some experience is also insurance adjuster. So the insurance companies, that insurance adjuster needs to know what's involved with the whole process so they can make a correct estimate on what the repairs are going to cost and be covered and everything else by the insurance company. A third course is metals manufacturing. Excuse me. This course has 3 middle grade courses, the EY10, EY11, and the TY40, which is exploring safety and tools in the trades. So it's basic safety. And so we've got 3 courses here. We don't have a foundational prerequisite, but we have a prerequisite course, which is IM 41 Metals Manufacturing, Technology 1. And then the concentrator course is IM 42, Metals Manufacturing. And then a student can take the third course if they choose to. Again, work-based learning opportunities, or sometimes career and college promise, and going into taking CNC courses at the local community college. So again, IM 41 Metals Manufacturing 1 and IM 42 gives us the CTE concentrator. The middle grades course is TY 40. And that course is very general, with going over basic safety and hand tools for the middle grades. The credential for this course, for actually all 3 courses, metals 1, 2, and 3, is the NIMS, which stands for the National Institute for Metalworking Skills. So with metal manufacturing, NIMS is the authority and the credentialing body for this. And so each of our courses is lined up with one of their credentials. And again, there is a 2017 articulation, and it's being revised. And this metals course was just revised 2 years ago. And so shortly we'll have the new articulation for that. With all the metals manufacturing and manufacturing news coming in North Carolina, there's over 12,000 jobs in here, and it's a very strong opportunity for the growth and for jobs. And a lot of the career opportunities are a machinist. All 3 of our courses give students a real solid foundation for getting into CNC machining or becoming a CNC operator. And our 4th course is welding. Again, the same 3 middle grades courses that metals had. There's not a specific with exploring careers in welding. That might be something in the future. But IM 61 Welding Technology 1 and IM 62 is the concentrator, and then there's IM 63 also, which is the career pathway major option. IM 61 and IM 62, Welding 1 and Welding 2, gives us our concentrator. So that's where we're kind of focused to get that student ready for industry. We talked about the middle grades course, TY 40. And then the credential is from AWS, the American Welding Society. They are the authority when it comes to welding credentials with everything. And we end up specifically using the AWS Sense, and I think that will be put into the chat. So it's really focused on students and getting them ready for the industry, and AWS has the standards and assessments for this. And again, articulation, there was articulation in 2017, and our welding courses have been revised since then, and so the articulation is being revised. And so the two main ones that we're doing is the IM 61 and 62, get students ready for stick or SMAW welding. And then welding 3, it gets them more involved with MIG.
Jim, I'm sorry, this is Amy. I didn't have the link for the AWS credential. That's something we can put in afterwards for people. That's
yeah.
okay.
So if they go to the AWS Sense site, it'll have information on it in there also.
Fabulous, thank you.
So no, thank you for that. So the career outlook, 11,000 jobs, and that continues to grow, you know, with all the manufacturing again coming back. So a very strong opportunity for students with that background. Great income. There's an average, you know, if students are willing to move around and kind of being on the road, they can make a lot of money with jobs throughout North Carolina. But the career opportunities are in both construction of all skyscrapers and commercial buildings and everything else, and then also manufacturing with vehicle manufacturing and components and the welding background. John Deere has assembly plants here building the big equipment. And so a lot of opportunity and a lot of need. So that covers the 4 pathways that I'm responsible for. I wanted to talk a little bit about Career and Technical Student Organization, CTSO. And the CTSO for our area is Skills USA. Years ago, it was called VICA. So maybe if you're in school, you remember hearing about VICA, and that, but change the names in Skills USA. And so here's a little bit of mission statement, kind of with the different skills and soft skills in their mission statement bolded out. So also there's skills is broken up into different areas that are focused on in the classroom. This is the part that's integrated, that is outside of the competitions kind of a thing that we always see. And so this framework focuses on the students' personal skills, such as integrity, work ethic, professionalism, responsibility, adaptability, our workplace skills, communications, decision-making, teamwork, and technical skills grounded in academics. Again, job-specific skills, safety and health. So this helps with integrating all those parts into the classroom. Skills USA, I kind of did a rough date. They have regional competitions, generally in February to March, early spring there. Currently, we're holding them at these 5 community colleges: Rowan, Cabarrus, Blue Ridge, Wilkes, Pitt, and Fayetteville Tech. We just finished up with our last regional, I think about a week or two ago at Fayetteville Tech. Great opportunity to go. It's generally starts 8 in the morning and goes maybe till 2 o'clock. If you're able to attend the regional, attend it with your instructors, go and observe. Coming up, we have the state conference, which is held in April in Greensboro. This is a great event. This year it's April 18th, 19th, and 20th, and you can, on the website, there'll be a link. 18th, everyone kind of shows up. We have opening ceremony. 19th, if you can make it the 19th, you'll see what these students are doing at the Greensboro Coliseum. You've got construction, you've got masonry, you've got automotive, collision repair. It's a great opportunity to see these students at work. And one thing that stands out to me is how much industry is involved. Automotive, we've got manufacturers involved with the contest. Over at Masonry, you've got the Masonry Association, where you've got industry workers mixing the concrete for the students and being the students' helper and supporting the students. It's a great event. So if you can make it for a day, please attend. And then the national conference is in Atlanta, Georgia, mid-June, second, third week in June. And so that's where the first place from all the different areas go to compete at the nationals. If you need more information on skills, you can contact myself or David or Nolan, but here's Paul, who is our state executive director, and Rod, who's director of membership and curriculum. There's their phone numbers. The other thing is probably easiest is the email link right there. Shoot them an email, and they're more than welcome. They'll help you out any way they can. Both Paul and Rod and all of us 3 consultants have great connections with industry. So if you need any help with contacting industry, do not hesitate. So that kind of wraps everything up. If you have questions, I think Amy's put the link in for forms in the chat. There's a QR code right there. Feel free to, at any time, to put in a question. Amy, have you had any questions as we've gone in the chat?
I'm not seeing any questions in the chat, but this Q&A form is open all year.
Okay.
I'm checking it weekly and sending it to consultants as questions come in. So if you think of something later on, should you watch the recording, please go ahead and send.
Yeah, if you've got a question, someone else probably has the same question, so please ask. And it helps, and it helps me too to make sure I cover everything. So, so there's that, and then wrapping everything up is the checkout. There's a QR code and link there. So you get your credit and CEUs. Hopefully, this has been very beneficial to everyone. I hope we continue it going. I know this is a pilot year, and getting people's everyone's feedback and how it benefits you. It's great to get. And so, what else? Social media. I'm learning it. There's a lot of people who are a lot better at it than me, but we're getting there. So CTE for NC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Can find out a lot going on around the state with the social media. And then finally, there's my contact information again, and I thank everyone for your valuable time today, and hopefully this is very beneficial. I will stop sharing. Great. Again, thank you, Amy and Dr. Bryant, for organizing this session and everything.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
And thank
Great
you to our
information.
participants. Jim, again, is our curriculum consultant in the trade, technology, engineering, and industrial education pathways for automotive service, collision repair, metals manufacturing, and welding. All things expert of this and incredible contacts, as you mentioned before. Dr. Bryant, would you like to say anything to our group of school counselors and CDCs?
Just thank you. I hope that you all are learning and have been learning with all the opportunities that we can encourage our students to take advantage of and to go into. So there's a place for every student, and the CTE pathways definitely show that students have a host of opportunities for different career directions to take. So there's something out there for everyone. So I'm very grateful for the CTE consultants and all that they have been doing over the last few months to share what great opportunities we have for our state and our students. So thank you, Jim.
Dr. Bryant.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And again, thank you, Jim, and thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm going to stop the recording now.